I got scammed by a job offer. Some of you might know that Nowhere Video Productions is not my full-time job, as much as I wish it was. I actually have been working retail for a very long time, and I've been trying to get out of it also for a long time. So I've been applying for jobs as a video editor because that's what I do. And I received a possible job offer from a firm that I hadn't heard of and I actually didn't apply to. That should have been my first red flag. So the company that supposedly reached out to me is called Computech. Now, they are an actual company. However, they're an IT company. They deal in software and software development. They're strictly IT. They do not do any kind of video editing whatsoever. So I should have known it was a clue when part of their package deal was to have 2 pieces of software included in this computer that I was supposed to purchase that is strictly for coding. I don't do coding or web design. I'm a video editor. So also, again, the longer this went on, the more red flags I started to see. So one of the first emails that I received, again, I had not remembered applying to a company called Computech. But the email read, "Dear candidate, you've been selected as a candidate of choice for this position of video editor place in our firm. To start the interview process, reply yes if you're interested in this opportunity to confirm your interest in the position." And right here, it closes with, regards, Destiny Brandt, the recruitment team. I mean, how generic is that? I'm kicking myself so bad because when I look back on this now, there's so many red flags, it's not even funny. I waited a few days, and then I got a follow-up email sending me a interview questionnaire. Basically, it would be the same questions that would have been asked face-to-face. This should have been my second red flag, and again, I shrugged it off. This is something I've wanted for a very long time, so I proceeded to fill out this questionnaire as best I could. I sent it back, and a day or two later, I got told, "We are pleased to inform you as a result of your level of experience and skills, the company has decided to hire you as one of our video editor, singular, editor, one of our video editor. On behalf of our firm, I commend you on your accomplishment," yada, yada, yada. You know, they butter you up, offering me $40 an hour, which is amazing, but is it realistic? I don't know. It's way more than I earn now, but yeah, and then it goes on to tell me how the rest of the setup is going to work here. So they say, "You'll be receiving your employment offer letter from HR via email to sign tomorrow. Our aim is for you to start training as soon as possible." Right after that, the next sentence says the same thing in different wording. "Your employment offer letter will be emailed by the HR department for signature by tomorrow. Our goal is to get you started as early as possible." It literally just repeats the same thing in different words. Right after that, here at the end here, it wants my name, which if I apply, don't they already have my name? And they should already have my email. So, yeah, so I did that. I signed the paperwork. I sent it back. And then they wanted me to join a chat in Google Hangouts, which, again, stupid me, I fell for that too. So I did that and started having this chat with this Destiny lady, if it even is a lady. And yeah, so she wants to send me this check. So the first check was too big. I couldn't deposit it without going over my daily deposit limit. The only way you can go around that is if it's a stimulus check or something distributed by the federal government. Okay, I get that. Okay, so the check itself, looking at the check itself, okay, again, Computech is an actual firm, but they're an IT firm and have nothing to do with video editing. They give a New York address, which is the actual address for this company. They're actually based overseas, but they have a regional office in New York. Okay, that checks out. The phone number does not. This 570 area code is actually from Pennsylvania. Okay, so I called it. Guess what? Nobody answered. Okay, moving over to the bank. Okay, now this one got a little confusing because there is a mixture of partial truth here. Okay, Independent Bank does actually exist. However, Independent Bank is only in the state of Michigan. Now the address given here, which only shows a city and state, that itself is not unusual, but they're showing it out of Colorado. So I looked that up. Okay, there is a firm called Independent Finance out of Colorado. And the number, the 720 area code, that one actually checks out, but it's Independent Finance. But the big thing, and the very first thing that I noticed that was wrong with this check is the check number. Again, working in retail, I noticed things like this. Okay, in the bottom left corner of the MICR code, which is the specific typeface of these numbers on the bottom of every check in existence, this number here is the check number. Now this number should match the number in the top right corner of the check. And as you can see, it does not. So when they sent me a second check, it's the same number at the bottom and a different number in the top right corner. So again, mismatch. We look at this invoice they sent me. Yeah, BD Electronics. Yeah, so red flag for this one, there's no address. So I looked it up. Again, BD Electronics does actually exist. They're not in the United States. Why does it have a phone number based out of Oregon? Guess what? I called that number. What did it do? It said, record your voice and Google search will place the call. What is that? Down at the bottom of this so-called invoice, you see ACH, wire transfer banking information. Okay, it says bank. Albert? What is that? That's a person's name. That's not a bank. And then it does give a routing number and an account number. So basically, how this whole scam works is Computech sends me a check, right? Let's say I actually was able to deposit this phony check. Now Computech wants you to turn around and immediately place the order for this equipment. So basically, it causes the bank to send money out that doesn't actually exist. And by the time the bank is able to determine that the check is no good, the damage has already been done. And now you owe the bank $5,000. So here's where the scam really started setting off alarms, especially with my wife. Thank God she's looking out for us. Normally it's me pointing out scams to her as far as email scams and things like that. Well, this time it was her saving me. And thank God it didn't go any farther because it could have been a lot worse. So they send me this check in my email, by the way, which should have been, okay, yeah, you can't do that. So they wanted me to take a picture of this check off my computer screen and deposit it into my bank. Well, luckily, my bank has a daily deposit limit of $4,000. So it would not go through. I think this was intervention to save me from what could have been a huge disaster. After I had so much trouble trying to actually make this work, well, the more it went on and I started looking at tiny little details and realizing this whole thing is a huge scam. If this was a legitimate job, they would have just shipped the equipment to me directly. Even if they had to outsource it. I know how accounts payable and receivable work. Again, I've worked in retail a long time. I know how this works. When a company needs to get something from a third party, it's paid for by the company and then shipped to whoever needs it. They don't ask the recipient to pay for said items in order to ship them out. That's part of the scam. And I gotta tell you, this hit me hard. I've wanted a new job for a very long time, and it really upset me. I won't lie, I was in tears. I wanted this so bad. I'm not giving up. I'm going to continue to search. I know when it's meant to be that door is going to open for me. But I wanted to share this story in the hopes that I can help some of you out there. If you're looking for a job, do your research on the company. Look at the people that you are dealing with that are from the company. Call the company. Basically verify anything that you're going through. You should not be conducting your entire job entry experience online. There should be some sort of vocal presence, either through a phone call or through Zoom, through Skype, through something there, or face to face. There should be some kind of a vocal confirmation that this is a real job. I may not love my retail job, but I know it's real and I know it's there. Do the research, folks. If you're looking for a job, check it out. Do your homework. Don't get scammed. This could have been a lot worse. Thank God I stopped this when I did. This could have caused me to owe my bank a whole lot of money that I don't have. And I'm sure equipment that I never would have received. After discovering all this, spending about an hour of research and realizing I had just been scammed and confirming my wife's fears, I sent a nice little note to Miss Destiny Brandt pointing all this out. And unlike them, I kept it professional to the point and said, look, did I know this is a scam? Prove me otherwise. Guess what? Never heard back. Big surprise.